the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
New People's Army members falls below 900, says AFP Chief of Staff. Former rebels launch Cadre Memaropa to promote peace and unity. Cruising intensifies, signal number 2 raised over 8 areas. DILG urges LGUs to pass ordinance to penalize 911 prank callers. Good day everyone, as well as our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today is Friday, July 18, and we will bring you the latest news from the Armed Forces and other information around the Philippines. In behalf of Rolf Suzon, this is Jai Simbahon for AFP Community News. DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff General Romeo Browner Jr. announced that New People's Army membership has dropped to fewer than 900, its lowest level in 56 years. He credited the decline to successful military operations and government efforts to combat poverty in rebel-influenced areas. He also said most remaining rebels operate in Caraga, Bicol, and Samar. From January 1 to July 3, the AFP neutralized 942 rebels and seized 486 firearms, 278 anti-personnel mines, and 92 camps. DWDD Armed Forces News. And the 10th Infantry Division has begun transitioning from counterinsurgency operations to sustainment and archipelagic defense following the successful neutralization of communist terrorist group in its area. Major Ruben Gadot, Chief of the 10th Infantry Division Public Affairs Office, said that they have already addressed CTG threats and their focus now is preventing resurgence and enhancing external defense. The division is conducting large-scale training and supporting communities through basic services, youth engagements, and interagency projects. Major Gadot credited local government units for campaign success. DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio. From our reporter on the ground, let us hear the report of Gio about Mark Logan joins Philippine Army Reserve Force. Gio?
Yes, Rolf, veteran journalist Mark Logan officially joined the Philippine Army Reserve Force at Camp Reggio de Dios in Tansa, Cavite yesterday. Logan, whose real name is Marcelo Ponti, was welcomed by Colonel Michael T. Aquino, Philippine Army, as he completed his reservist information data sheet. A basic ROTC graduate from Polytechnic University of the Philippines and former writer of Civil Relations Service AFP, he expressed his renewed commitment to serve the nation as a reservist. This is Gio reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gio. DWDD Armed Forces News. And Charlie Company of the 62nd Infantry Unifier Battalion supported a community outreach activity in Barangay Bulacan, Canlaon City, benefiting 150 children from nearby sitios. In partnership with Panganiban Charities and Team Binulugay, the Philippine Army helped distribute Jollibee meals and care packages containing rice, canned goods, milk, and hygiene items. The activity showcased the Army's continued collaboration with NGOs to promote peace, development, and community resilience in Central Negros. DWDD Armed Forces News. And the 63rd Infantry Innovator Battalion joined the Barangayan Marabut Outreach and Barangay Tagalog Marabut, Samar. The event offered free medical, grooming, and wellness services to residents. Relatedly, 63rd IB reaffirmed its commitment in supporting community efforts that enhance public health and local well-being. DWDD Armed
Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now some information from Mike about 103rd Infantry Battalion joins earthquake drill feeding program in Kalinga. Mike?
Charlie Company of the 103rd Infantry Mabalasik Battalion took part in an earthquake drill and provided manpower support during a feeding program at Kabugao Elementary School in Barangay Maaling, Balbalan, Kalinga. In partnership with the school faculty and local government, the activity aimed to boost disaster preparedness. It also addressed the immediate nutritional needs of students. Pupils gain confidence in emergency response while benefiting from nutritious meal. This is Mark reporting for AFP Community News, 1AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Mike.
DWDD. Armed Forces News.
Former rebels in partnership with government agencies officially launched the Kapatiran ng mga dating rebelde or Cadre Mimaropa at Tamaraw Hall, Oriental Mindoro Provincial Capital. With the theme Reconciliations and New Beginnings, the event marked a new chapter of unity and hope in the region. Highlights included testimonies of transformation, the oath-taking of new officers, and unity pledge. Supported by the Armed Forces of the Philippines, NTF-ELCAC, and other agencies, the launch showcased the success of the whole-of-nation approach in fostering peace, reintegration, and collaboration between former rebels and the government.
DWDD. Armed Forces News.
And for our national news,
DWDD. National News.
Krising intensifies into a tropical storm as it approaches northern Luzon. According to Pag-asa, the center of the eye of the tropical storm was estimated at 335 kilometers east of Itiagi, Isabela, or 325 kilometers east of Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. Tropical cyclone wind signal number 2 is hoisted over Batanes, Cagayan, including Babuyan Islands, the northern and eastern portions of Isabela, Apayao, the northern portion of Kalinga, the northern portion of Abra, Ilocos Norte, and the northern portion of Ilocos Sur.
DWDD. National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And from Northern Luzon Command, let us hear some information from Joanne about Masinloc teachers empower youth to defend the West Philippine Sea through civic education. Joanne?
In response to the growing frustration among youth over China's continued aggression in the West Philippine Sea, educators in Masinloc, Zambales have taken a proactive stance, transforming anger into awareness through civic education. These teachers, many of whom live in communities directly impacted by maritime tensions, are incorporating discussions on sovereignty, international law, and Philippine maritime rights into their classroom lessons. Their goal is to foster a deeper understanding among students of the country's territorial claims and the real-life struggles of Filipino fisherfolk. By engaging students in these critical conversations, Masinloc teachers are not only shaping informed and responsible citizens but also instilling a sense of patriotism rooted in knowledge and empathy. In a place where national issues are felt at the grassroots level, this initiative represents a powerful blend of education and activism, empowering the next generation to stand firm for Philippine sovereignty. This is John Sagak reporting for AFP Community News 1AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Joanne.
DWDD. National News.
And the Philippine Red Cross will hold a caravan to train 1 million Filipinos on cardiopulmonary resuscitation and first response. PRC Secretary General Dr. Gwendolyn Pang said the caravan will visit various areas in the country starting July 17 up to October 16, or World CPR Day. Pang said they have 100 chapters all over the country. She added that CPR should be as basic as reading and writing. Meanwhile, the Department of Health held CPR demonstrations for representatives of local government units aiming to spread the skills in localities nationwide.
DWDD. National News.
And the Philippines must build at least 7,000 classrooms per year for the next 15 years. This aims to resolve the severe backlog and future-proof its education system. The Philippine Institute of Development Studies reports that overcrowding remains severe in key areas such as Metro Manila, Calabarzon, Socsargen, and Barb. It uses an example, a 2021 figure where over 90% of students in Northern Manila elementary schools were enrolled in classes with 50 or more pupils.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear more updates from SHA about 89th Infantry Battalion educates Bukidnon students on security CTG recruitment tactics. SHA?
Bravo Company of the 89th Infantry Makatao Battalion conducted a Culture of Security lecture at Old Damulog National High School in Bukidnon. The lecture, part of the unit's massive awareness campaign, educated students on national security. It also exposed the recruitment tactics of communist terrorist groups, focusing on the 7 stages of CPP, NPA, NDF recruitment. The activity promoted vigilance, critical thinking, and youth empowerment in protecting the nation. This is Shaina Raneta reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sha.
DWDD National News.
And the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation is set to receive funding in 2026. This follows a year of having zero allocation in the national budget. Finance Secretary Ralph Recto said the state-run health insurer will get subsidies amounting to 53.26 billion in 2026. He added that the Department of Health budget will also be increased as education and health will be the priorities of the President. President Marcos has approved a proposed budget of 6.793 trillion pesos for the national government to support his programs and development agenda for 2026.
DWDD National News.
And Interior Secretary Genvic Remulla urged local government units to pass ordinance penalizing prank calls to the National Emergency Hotline. This comes as the Department of the Interior and Local Government prepares to launch the upgraded Emergency 911 system next month. Remulla stressed all LGUs should have ordinance imposing monetary fines and jail time for prank calls. He also warned that the new system will be equipped with tracking technology capable of identifying prank callers in real time.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Glenn about Global Partners back Bangsamoro Normalization Program. Glenn?
Yes, Jaya, the International Peace and Development Partners have reaffirmed their support for the Philippines Normalization Program under the Comprehensive Agreement on the Bangsamoro. The Office of the Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation and Unity, or OPAPRO, said that it was expressed during the 30th Joint Normalization Committee meeting attended by foreign delegations and United Nations agencies. GNC and MILF co-chair Ahmad Brahim called the gathering a meaningful moment for advancing peace, while government co-chair Ariel Hernandez urged stronger alignment for international programs with the normalization goals. The partners shared updates on projects in the Bangsamoro region, all aimed at transforming former combatants into a peaceful, productive civilians and supporting community development. This is Glenly Gulchan reporting for AFP. For AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Glenn Gulchan.
DWDD National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will support the proposed Blue Economy Act. The bill seeks to enrich the country's marine resources and protect the rights and welfare of fisherfolk. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro issued a statement after Senators Loren Legarda and Luisa Ontiveros refiled the proposal to pass into law the Blue Economic Act. Castro said that when it comes to anything that improves the environment and uplifts the lives of the people, especially the fishermen, the President will not oppose it.
DWDD National News.
And Leyte 1st District Representative Martin Romualdez is 100% behind the Marcos administration's plan to give financial compensation to young victims of violent crimes. The Department of Social Welfare and Development and the Department of Justice earlier announced an agreement establishing a referral system enabling child victims to access monetary remuneration for their basic needs and other recovery-related expenses. Romualdez said the young ones deserve to be cared for, nurtured, and protected. He added that when they become victims of cruel, violent crimes, it becomes the government's duty to ensure that they are properly supported on the way to healing and recovery.
DWDD. National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And more updates from Beth about 4th Marine Brigade conducts safety and health seminar for personnel. Beth?
Personnel of the 4th Marine Macusog Brigade attend the basic occupational safety and health seminar at Camp CP Bujador and Burgos, Ilocos Norte. Lieutenant Colonel Enrico Moreno R. Bautista led the day-long seminar. The activity covered workplace safety, health standard, risk management, and accident prevention. Moreover, it reflects the brigade's commitment and protecting its personnel and promoting a safe, high-standard working environment. This is Beth Tanete reporting for the AFP Community News, one AFP for the stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Tanyete.
DWDD. National News.
And the search for the remains of the missing Sabongeros who are believed to be at the bottom of the lake could take at least 6 more months. This is due to the vastness and depth of the search area. Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Rimulya also said the Department of Justice will be the sole agency authorized to issue updates on the search operation, stressing the need for unified and scientifically guided communication. Rimulya added this is a long and broad process and the government must be patient.
DWDD. National News.
Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon ordered an investigation into the missing and eventual return of a passenger's jewelry box at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 3. Dizon ordered the Manila International Airport Authority to investigate the incident and ensure it does not happen again. The Secretary's statement came after passenger Kimberly Nakamura praised the NAIA Terminal 3 Airport Police Department and Screening and Surveillance Division in a social media post for swiftly recovering her missing jewelry box after discovering its loss upon arriving in Singapore on June 28 from Manila. In a statement, the MIAA said the jewelry box was first tracked through closed-circuit television footage when it was left unattended at Gate 104 and passed around by more than 10 airline and security personnel.
DWDD. National
And
News.
for our final news, the postponement of the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections remains a possibility even as the Commission on Elections goes full blast in its preparation. COMELEC Chairman George Erwin Garcia said that Malacanang has sent a letter to the Commission seeking its opinion on the proposed extension of the terms of office of barangay and youth officials. Garcia said that the Commission expressed support to whatever decision the executive and legislative departments will make since they have the final say on matters related to politics and lawmaking. He pointed out that the COMELEC is always ready for any decision on the proposed postponement of the December 1 barangay and youth polls.
DWDD. National News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience on our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in next week for more updates, same time, same station. Again, this is Joyce Simbahon for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.